From the Pittsburgh Press from the year 1990, the big headline is Memory Lanes. I guess that's a feature of the paper. And it says, Rubberband Duckpins, a sport that appears to be in final frame. Anyone who drives on Wayman Road in Whitehall notices this building. It is a 37-foot domed atrium with white and green neon lights. Next door is a dull red brick building, a leftover from the 1950s. Princess Lanes, the larger building, is a bowling establishment. It has more than 40 color televisions, computerized monitors with automatic scorekeeping, a restaurant, and a bar. The Village, the small building, also is a house of bowling. It has 24 lanes, a few vending machines, and one television, which sits on a light blue plastic chair in the middle of the lobby. One significant difference between the two buildings accounts for the difference in sizes, lighting, wealth, the works. The Village has Rubberband Duckpin bowling. It is a game that saw its peak in the 1950s, its decline in the 1960s, and probably its death in the 1990s. Every Thursday, Thelma Schaefer, 70, and her friends from the Friendship Bowling League meet at the Village Lanes. Duckpin bowling is more than a game to this group. Bowling is a social event, a meeting place, a chance to cling to part of a once prosperous past, and bowling is a passion. Their game is Rubberband Duckpins, an unusual and rare offshoot of the extremely popular 10-pin bowling. Duckpin alleys once flourished in the Pittsburgh area, but by the turn of the century they are likely to be as rare to these parts as a blast furnace. But in the meantime, the Duckpin loyalists plan to play out the inevitable string. We're all senior citizens, said Schaefer. We used to have about 50 people in our league, but now we're down to about 20. When they started putting 10 pins on television, everybody started bowling 10 pins. They thought that was the biggest thing. A lot of people have lost their spouses, she said, while pointing to different members. You see Ray over there, he lost his wife. Teresa lost her husband, but they keep coming. On this particular Thursday night, Herb Schaefer, Thelma's husband, is bowling for the first time since having heart surgery 2 years ago. His walk is barely more than a shuffle. Schaefer is slim, and his smile seems frozen on his face. It widens when one of the gang yells, "You're up, Herb." Schaefer bowled 10 pins before the surgery, but prefers duckpins now. I'm getting old, and that big ball can take its toll on you. Wilbur Ammons is Executive Secretary of the American Rubberband Duckpin Bowling Congress, the governing body of duckpin bowling. He operates from his home in Jeannette. According to Ammons, during the 1960s, there were 79 bowling houses that had duckpins and 111 leagues sanctioned by the ARDBC. Today there are 18 alleys and 50 sanctioned leagues. Ammons said, even the leagues are smaller, having dropped from an average of 50 to 60 bowlers to 30. 5 of the remaining 18 duckpin establishments are in the Johnstown area. Jeannette, Monessen, Donora, Latrobe, Glassport, McKeesport, Wilkinsburg, and Uniontown each have one. The Village is the lone duckpin center in the South Hills. The Fraternal Order of the Eagles in McKees Rocks has 12 duckpin lanes. The Pittsburgh Athletic Association in Oakland has the only sanctioned duckpin lanes in the city. The other 2 duckpin establishments are in Cumberland, Maryland.